And still no sound. No, still absolutely nothing.
It's a party time. How's that? Can you hear me
Now I
now?
can hear you.
Yeah. Well, crazy, crazy. I can hear you too, but now I can't see you.
Oh, that's one thing. That's a good thing. There you go.
All right. There was, let's see, how long did that technical difficulties? Took us a minute and 52 seconds to get here and get live and get real. How are you doing today?
Not that easy. I'm doing good. Yourself?
I'm doing pretty darn good. I think that if I try to look at every day and say, okay, what kind of a lesson should I take from the day? I think from the last week and this week, the lesson's going to be we should hop on here 10 minutes before I was running behind today. But we should hop on here 10 minutes before. And, in your business, make sure that you're giving yourself enough time to make sure all the kinks are worked out of everything and everything is
Oh,
smooth.
I thought we had the kinks worked out. I thought we were good to go. I mean, the connection, everything was great.
So did I.
Yeah, yeah, it looked like we were clear for liftoff. We'll put it that way.
And here we are. And here we are. All right. Well, how's the weather in South Carolina?
No, it's actually beautiful today. We're low 60s, a little bit of breeze. Yeah, nothing for me to complain about at all. Skies are clear, so no, gorgeous, gorgeous fall day.
All right. Beautiful here in San Diego too, of course. Are they getting
Imagine.
snow where from you are?
No, they're actually cold. They're upper 20s today,
No
is what they
thanks.
woke up to.
I
No,
remember that.
I'm good right here.
Yeah, I remember that one year that I came to visit you, and it was winter, and it was so cold that the sliding doors at the hotel were frozen and couldn't open.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't need.
that happens.
I don't need to be that cold. Never, never, ever.
Oh, you mean when you take like a hot cup of water, like a hot water, throw it up in the air and watch it create snow? Yeah, one of those days.
They say it really does that in Alaska.
You can do it in Nebraska too. It's not just
Holy
Alaska
cow!
phenomena. So,
Holy cow! Nope, nope. I don't want to live anywhere that, on the off chance I get stuck outside with little clothes or no clothes, that I'm going to die from exposure from heat or cold.
yeah, Midwest ain't for you then.
Nah.
Just not your
Been
cup of tea.
been there, done that. Been there, done that. All right. So, hey, next week we're probably not going to be on here because it's Thanksgiving on Thursday.
100%.
So, we'll be taking some time off and spending time with our families and loved ones. And so, I just kind of wanted to like share a little bit of, a couple stories of gratitude, things that we're grateful for in our life and our business, and and I will open this up to you to just, maybe share a little story about something in life that you're grateful for.
I think the biggest thing I'm grateful for is actually health. If you don't have your health, you don't have anything. You can work around everything else. So the fact that I've got a neck that I can turn, move around. I'm not in the pain that I used to be in prior to the surgery back in March. That is what I'm truly thankful for. And it allows me to enjoy Thanksgiving. It allows me to enjoy time with my family. And even without health, like I said, you really don't have anything.
Absolutely. And not to take things for granted. A really neat situation happened to me this week. I go to my body pump class at 24 Hour Fitness on Monday nights in particular. And I kind of play this game after I'm done. I go and I sit in the steam room and then I sit in the hot tub. And I'll pick random human beings that I don't know. And I'll almost kind of just treat it like I'm interviewing them. And I try to pull all of the knowledge or like story of their story and you know, their life, their background out of them as a game for me. And so I was talking to this kid who's like 25 years old, and he had just moved here, and he's couch surfing. He wants to be a professional boxer. He's got a shoulder injury. His name was Giovanni. But he turned the tables on me, and he started asking me questions. And so I really started, you know, kind of talking about what I do for a living and the podcast stuff, and you know, how I bought a house in San Diego, and it didn't hit me. And I started feeling a little douchey for a minute because I was like, man, I feel like I'm bragging. But he was asking me the questions. And it didn't hit me until after I left the gym and went out and got into my car that, holy crap, like sometimes, you know, you have pressures and stresses that are weighing down on you, and you take for granted all of these things that you have and accomplishments and just where you are in life, and that you can pay your bills. And it really, really, like I say, I sat down in my car and it just hit me, and I was like, holy crap. Now, I'm not one of the people who is like, that was meant to be, or this person got sent, but it certainly did seem peculiar. Like, I really needed that in my life to level up my own inner feelings, and feel gratitude and be grateful for everything that is in life that's happened to me. True story.
Perspective. You know, it's about perspective too. And what you're talking about is just being relatable. And I think when you look at business, that's what you really connect with your customers is by being relatable, you know, and listening. That's the the other thing that I see that a lot of people don't do in business. They don't listen to the customer. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that being in business, you have very limited amount of time. You just got to remember when it comes to a customer, you have to make that time to listen. Then you do, you got a customer for life.
Yeah. I think a really good exercise to do, you know, for everybody out there is when you're in a customer relationship situation, or even if you're arguing with somebody or your spouse or whatever, if you try to step back and look at it from their point of view, and that shows their perspective, which really can open up your minds and your heart, and have just better communication.
Mhm. Absolutely.
All right, so look at that. There's some heartwarming moments from Dan and Damon to start
Heartwarming.
out. Okay, so today we made the topic for today's show about gift cards, and I'll set this up and then we'll start tearing into it, because I talked to at least 7 detailers yesterday. And when I call the guys that that I work with, I'll call and we'll talk a little bit kind of niceties at the beginning, just kind of like we did
Hmm.
here. Then I'll ask how they're doing in business, and maybe we'll talk about a product or something. So when we got to the part where we talked about the business, I said, and what are we doing for gift card sales? And literally every one of the guys that I spoke to said, yeah, I think I'm going to start firing that up here in December. And, my rebuttal was, gosh, I've been going into stores and they have the Christmas displays up since last month. I came home from the gym same night there from that story. I saw no less than 5 people with Christmas trees and Christmas lights up in their, in their yard. So we need to take kind of a page out of the rest of business and bigger business book and try to get this done a little bit sooner in the cycle. But now, yesterday was the best time to start this, and today is the second best time, because people, if the message for holiday shopping is coming out earlier and earlier, and people are really trying to scramble to get those holiday dollars into their business, and I think that gift cards are an amazing way for a plethora of reasons that we're getting ready to talk about.
No, I agree. And not only that, but the gift cards themselves, it's an actual gift. What's really nice is if you have your gift cards and you have it to where when somebody gives that as a gift, you have the envelope for it. You have something that kind of dresses it up to set yourself apart. But I also think having those gift cards available right away is the best way to do it. And it's never too early. And like you were saying, yeah, there's a lot of Christmas stuff out there. Everybody's been seeing Black Friday sales since the end of October to the very beginning of November. Even the shop there in Omaha had started running Black Friday specials in beginning of November. Yeah, if it's never too late to start it, but it's also I, I get it. Everybody's like, we just got done with Halloween, and I think that's the toughest thing. You just got done with one fall holiday. Now you're going into the big seasons, and you've been pushing, you've been grinding, you've been getting your appointments set up through the end of October. You're lining them up for November, and then along comes this guy on the phone and says you should have gift cards. Like, yeah, I know that already. But the truth is, you might know it, but you got to make it a priority to get it done and get it into people's hands. So it's a very viable option. It's an option today that a lot of people enjoy. They enjoy gift cards rather than giving the gift of just money.
So I want to kind of peel this onion apart, and we're going to look at it from two perspectives, which I like how these themes kind of keep rotating around, of both the detail business owner and how this can help you in your shop, and from the customer who would be buying these to give them as a gift, because gift cards are actually a really, really cool gift, especially for those people who
Mhm.
may have everything. I think a gift of auto detailing is pretty darn special. But from the business side, these are great ways to boost your revenue even in the slow seasons and get money coming in during the winter holiday season. Um, it attracts new customers because we have marketing ideas, or maybe somebody's going to grab that and give it to somebody who hasn't had detailing before. And it's going to build
Mhm.
customer loyalty because your relationships are just getting stronger and stronger the more business that you do with anybody moving forward. And then from the customer side,
Right.
you want me to?
I think Yeah, I mean, from the customer side, I mean, I enjoy the fact of it's something that's easy to get a hold of. It's something tangible, right? And when I give it to somebody, I took the time to go get it, or I took the time to, what I mean? There's a little bit more thought to it than say, here's $50. And a lot of people, when it comes, to detailing products, to even detailing services, they don't know for sure exactly what they're looking for, right? So a gift card gives them options. And it sets a parameter for them if they're looking just for product itself or if they want to use it towards a service. I mean, we do that both ways there at our shop. Um, and it to me, I don't see anything negative about a gift card too. Um, as far as offering the gift cards, I think, you look at some of the smaller businesses, they might think, it's kind of a pain to keep track of. Digitally, it's a lot easier nowadays. You can get digital ones so you can keep track of everything, who got it, when they got it, so forth and so on. Um, and like I said, they look aesthetically pleasing.
And for somebody like, there's a lot of people out there who you struggle to come up with something great to get them for a gift, or something that has meaning or that's going to be useful to them. And like, I kind of like the phrase, like, giving a gift of detail is like giving somebody a new car with just one payment. And it really is that it is the perfect gift for somebody who is a car connoisseur. Maybe it's going to save them time, they're going to take pride in their ride, it's going to be worth more money. Gift card of detailing is beautiful, beautiful. Not only that, here's some key statistics that we have. According to the National Retail Federation, approximately 75% of gift cards are never redeemed. I mean, 25%, 75% only are redeemed, and 25% never get redeemed. And you're not
Right.
stealing anybody's money, but I mean, gosh, we're putting a premium of an average of 25% pure profit that you're never going to have to pay out a dime for product or labor on. I mean, that it seems like that's a really, really, really good. That's really good. And then there's the
I
upsell
mean, it
potential. Oh, I'm
does.
sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, no, no. I'm just saying, yeah, I mean, it is. It's a benefit that way too. I just think too, looking at the statistics, you just don't want to, no better word for bank on that either.
Yep.
because I do think too that the smaller the community that that you're doing gift cards into, the more likelihood they are going to use it. You know, the bigger cities, the bigger populated areas. I think that's right. For our guys, though, as far as small business owners in smaller towns, don't rely on that statistic. It just
Yeah.
it never works out that way. Um, I don't think it's going to be 100%, but I do think it's definitely higher than 75.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if we look at that as an average, this is talking about Walmart and like, specialty
Well,
stores and
exactly,
everything
but
across the board.
if you're a person that owns a detailing business and you don't do a lot of gift cards, it's one of those that if you were to Google that same average is going to come up, right? I think it's kind of misleading, especially when you, like I said, you look at smaller populated areas.
Yeah. And in some states, like in California, you a gift card can't expire. In some states they can expire. But if we think about it logically, if somebody comes to you with a gift card that's a year old and you can expire it in your state, I mean, you're a lot smarter to do great service on their car and earn business from it and build. You would I don't think you'd be doing yourself too much justice if you turned down a gift card that was expired that was directly for your company.
And I guarantee you, it doesn't look good. It looks more like something of entrapment. But I do think that brings up a serious point too. Before you do your gift cards, know what your state regulates when it comes to gift cards. You know, because you don't want to put an expiration date on it. If you can't put an expiration date on it, just don't. You know, and it's up to you to be able to track that gift card. When it was sold, what was the date on it, and also know who it was too. And then it goes back to the CRM and capturing customer information. And so you give them the best possible experience that they can get.
Let's see. And then there's the upsell potential. Research from Blackhawk Network indicates that customers with gift cards spend an average of 38% more than the card value when they're redeeming them. And, gosh, how many ways are there to sell somebody more stuff when they're coming in for a detail and say they get and did you tell me that at your shop you guys do both jobs as well as money denominations that or they can be upgraded for anything like if somebody for
Yes.
instance sold a $1,000 3-year ceramic coating gift card but they wanted something different they could still upgrade that, right?
Yeah, they can upgrade, or if it's a service of the same value, those kind of things, right? And I think that's the other thing, going back to having not an open-ended gift card, but being able to say you've got options. You don't have to just use it on product. You don't have to just use it on service. Um, and I think it's one of those things that you got to kind of be very mindful of, and because the more and better you know about the gift cards and your parameters of your gift cards, the better your customer knows what they're purchasing. And when you don't have as many questions or doubts or misconceptions, it's a much better experience and it also becomes a much better gift.
Yeah. And when that customer calls, harness that call and take control and be the authority or the guide that you are and give them the information that they need. I
Mhm.
used to dislike gift cards so much when I was a mobile detailer, especially in the times when I would operate the business by myself without employees. Because inevitably, what would happen is they would buy them around the holidays, but nobody would want to cash them in until August or September when it's blazing hot here in San Diego. And I was
Mhm.
busy, and it would be like in East County where it was the hottest, and they would have an RV or something crazy. So, in that very small operation, I don't think that I was handling my scheduling correct because I felt too pressured. Like, I have to do this right now. So make sure that it fits into your schedule because they have a gift card and they're coming to you and they can't just dictate that they got this gift card months ago and we have to have this service right this moment. And that was just an immaturity in business for Dan Williams 15 years ago that I was experiencing, and it made me really dislike them for a long time until I really started to look at the facts and to buy gift cards myself and use them and realize the convenience.
The other thing would be too is whenever you take the calls after you have your gift card run, right? Whenever you get, your calls for appointments, you always ask, hey, by the way, do you have a gift card? And that way you know right off the bat. I don't know why, and maybe I'm guilty of it too. Uh, Anybody who does have a gift card, sometimes they don't even tell you they have a gift card till they show up, right? I mean, and that you're not, unless you ask, they don't necessarily have to tell you. But it does help you with your appointments and your scheduling if you know who has a gift card and who doesn't. So if you're looking at cash flow for your business during a week, you can set that up. So you don't have a week full of gift cards coming in and, being refunded out. This way, you can keep track of your schedule. You can keep track of your cash flow, which I think is probably the most important thing. And honestly, that's probably really what aggravated you the most, being a sole proprietor and having those gift cards come in consecutively, right? And not even knowing about until you got there. That's why it's one of those deals where you really do want to train yourself and your staff to start asking after the holidays or after you've done your big gift card rush. By the way, before we make the appointment, do you have a gift card? Okay, you do. Okay, how much? And you can go ahead and put that into your notes. You can set that into your CRM. You can have it all right there so you don't have the issues of the cash flow problem that you probably had the previous year before.
That was exactly it. And I would put that money into my business account and then it would just get spent and not earmarked for what it was. So it made it
Mhm.
feel like I wasn't getting paid to go do work when I absolutely was getting paid to go do the work. I was just sloppy with my cash flow management at that point of life.
Mhm. Yeah, and then in return, it gave you a really bad taste about what gift cards are for. But once you understand that a gift card is actually a tool too, it's not just something you hand out. That there is responsibility on your end also to go ahead and schedule that out so you don't have those feelings. Because when you do, yeah, it's easy to say, "Gosh,"
Yeah.
you know, and but you got paid, and you need to make sure that they get their value.
So let's rip into some of the benefits that it is for having for detailers to sell gift cards and maybe in holidays and year round. But they get an immediate cash flow. Like you've got money
Hmm.
coming in right now, and we all know that the ebbs and flows of business around this time of year. This can be a great way to keep your revenue up and keep everything afloat and not be falling behind.
Yeah, true. I mean, it's definitely a cash flow booster. Um, and that's how it should be looked at too, you know? Like what you're saying, I didn't keep track of my gift card accounts, and you should expect it to be the booster. You should have a projected amount, and then keep that in mind and make sure that it's part of when you look at your part of budgeting out, for the rest of the month to the end of the quarter.
It's also an opportunity to showcase your premium services when the customers redeem. Like this is where you can upsell them or move them to the service that you want
Mhm.
them to have. So maybe they get sold like a clay and wax, but this is where you can present that ceramic coating that's going to be more beneficial for you and a better deal for them because they already have a gift card to pay for part of it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And you can bring in new clients because your customers who you currently have might be people who are buying these. Or if you're marketing it correct, it could be brand new people who have no connection to you. And it's definitely a way to get your name out there and have that really unique gift opportunity for someone. There's the drawbacks to consider might be the logistics of redemption, and that was kind of what we were just talking about. That problem if you're not asking if they have them, and all of a sudden you get a whole week full of gift cards. While you did make that money, it can be really frustrating for you financially, especially if you're not um, really paying attention to your cash.
Oh, and do you think also like mobily, right? You should still like if you have gift cards out there, you can't just go 2 and 3 miles or 2 or 3 hours away, right? You need to have the parameters of how far this gift card can be used if you're mobile. If you got a location, you know, make sure the location is on the gift card. Everybody that way everybody knows where to bring it, right? But I do think if you are mobile and you're going to do a gift card thing, you should really have the parameters of how far that gift card's being used, or at least a radius, right?
Yeah, you're in a hot mess if you live in South Carolina and somebody in Wyoming buys your gift card for detailing.
I you know what's funny is we do have a lot of people who buy gift cards in Omaha, and they do go to people who are out of state. And it ends up, this is how it works. They typically call, these are the ones that let us know that they have a gift card. And we ask them, all right, what day are you planning on being in town? And then we look at the schedule, we align the schedule with when they're coming down. And we make it work that way. And so we do have a lot of out of states. I mean, when you say Wyoming, we've had people in Wyoming with OP gift cards that have actually brought their vehicles to Omaha because they have family, and we do the vehicle while they're here.
Brilliant, convenient, and glossy.
And glossy.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about maybe marketing these gift cards. What always comes to thought for me is that commercial that you see every year, where somebody opens the door and there's a brand new Mercedes in the driveway with a big red bow on it,
Hmm.
and not that like most people. I don't. Do you know anybody who's gotten a brand new car for Christmas as a gift?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of times. I mean, not that it happened to me, not that I gave one to anybody, but I have seen. So for us, you talk about the red bow, which a lot of the red bows that you first saw it, or the reason why you saw it was because of Lexus had the December to Remember sale, and they still have it. They really kicked off their marketing with a big red bow. And being a subcontractor for one of the Lexus dealerships for 2 decades, I saw a lot of December remembers, right? And I saw a lot of red bows. And you did realize the effect that that red bow had on a lot of people when they came in. And there it is. There's their car, a big red bow on it. It's in the delivery module. The carpets are out, everything is perfect. There's even some holly and tinsel and some lights and other things. They eat it up. And no, it's not just the women that eat it up. The guys eat it up too. I mean, I've seen it both ways. So it wasn't just done for the female consumer.
Yeah, that really does. I've only have bought one Mercedes in my life, and when they deliver it, they do that, and that's maybe another topic altogether. But the experience I remember and the feeling I remember. So the idea behind that is like most people we know probably are not going to give somebody a brand new car, but if you give somebody the gift of a detail, it's like getting a brand new car with only one payment. And I just think that marries up so nice, and that's such a fun concept. And I also really dig that December to remember. When you can rhyme words like that, it makes it a lot more
Hmm.
sticky in your brain. So good job,
Oh yeah,
marketing team from Lexus. Um,
exactly.
let's see. So what are some other things, some practical tactics? Maybe we could have like a landing page built. Obviously, this probably should have already been done, but again, yesterday was the
Hmm.
best day. Today is the second best day to get on this. Maybe you have a landing page built, and you're putting it out there, so people are coming to that landing page from social media ads and finding you to get your gift card. You could say it's a limited time deal. Maybe you say buy 100, and we do this ourselves, a limited time deal. So if somebody buys $100 gift card, they get a $10 or $20 bonus or something. Angel and I, we pick out the restaurants that we are going to go to throughout the year, and every year around this time, we just went to our favorite Mexican restaurant and did this. You buy a $100 gift card, and they give you a free $25 bonus gift card with it. And we're going to go out there throughout the year anyway. So
Yeah.
nice, nice. You could do bundles too. You could pair it with some car care products. This for you guys who are Owner's Pride installers. We give you 35% off of cases of 16-ounce bottles. You have enough meat on the bone to build some wash kits for people. You can make them in a bucket, and like Damon was just saying, maybe put some tinsel or garland around that thing and make it a Christmas present. And you have that opportunity. It is right there for you. You don't even have to be a full distributor to do that. Got to be taking advantage of that.
And here's the other thing, like, when you're talking about gift cards and everything, and talking about services, sometimes it's a lot easier to do it this way and look at bundling products rather than trying to go ahead and take such deep discounts off of services too. It and I mean, I understand it because everybody's trying to fill in the calendar, especially this time of year. But this can help offset that so that you can keep your scheduling clean, right? So you're not adding a bunch of things that have to be done, and then that service gets longer and longer and longer, but the margins get shorter, shorter, and shorter. By offsetting it with a product or with like what you're talking about, a bundled package or a bundled like wash kit or whatever. I mean, it can save you a lot of time and still give tremendous amount of value to your customers.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so using your analytics and looking at this, maybe we didn't do it this year, maybe because of all the conversations that I had yesterday on the telephone that really sparked this topic. So maybe this is something that we put into our CRM now to give us a task alert in next year, and we look at the analytics from this year and the year before, and we think of a better time that's going to be more beneficial to start this program and get it advertising and get it out there.
Mhm.
Yep. Okay, and then uh, gift cards as gifts. Why they make great gifts. You help me out here, boss.
I think gift cards make a really excellent gift because one, I don't I hate wrapping stuff, right? And so it's not that I don't have time to go out and get somebody something, but if it's just something that's that small, that that sleek, if I could drop it into the stocking, if I can just put it on the tree or whatever, I feel pretty accomplished about it. So I do like it because it's so simple, it doesn't take up a lot of space, and it does mean I was thinking about you. Now, probably doesn't look the same as if I'm giving out OP gift cards to like my kids or something like that. But to a family who does have quite a few, like say, cars that show up I mean, just look at Thanksgiving, right? Look at all your family who shows up and all the different cars that they have, right? Do they have car care cleaning products? Probably not. Do they have time to clean out their own car? Probably not. And would this be a really good gift for them to go get the vehicle cleaned, feel like it's new again when they get into it? You bet. Or a product that makes their life a lot simpler or that they could keep right there inside their vehicle. So if a mess does happen, they can clean it up real quick. Maybe it's some towels even. Maybe it's not even just chemicals. Uh, or even a wash bucket with a grit. Those kind of things. It's simple. But for the gift card, they have that ability to go get those things. And it's also a really good opportunity to connect with people too. If you have somebody in your family that's into cars, it gives you something to talk about. Besides the turkey and how dry everything was and the stuffing and how it was better last year and who's going to win the football game.
I absolutely agree. Absolutely. So let's talk about a few ideas of ways that the guys who are watching might be able to reach out into their network and fire up some of these sales, because I think we've pretty much established how darn good they can be. But this was one of the things that I was suggesting to people yesterday. Just like here at Owner's Pride, we have our top customers, our select customers. They're kind of our top tier customers who do the most business with us. And there's a saying in business that's maybe not apples to apples direct 100%, but 20% of your business is 80% of your profit. And I think if the detailers also look at all of their customer lists and work that they've done for people, it's going to be maybe a similar situation. So if we look into our CRM and take the top 20% of the customers that are in there and just pick up the telephone and call them. Now, you're not going to call them and be like a hardcore sales, but hey, Mr. Jones, how are you doing? It's been a while since we've seen you. Wanted to check in and see how that ceramic coating was holding up for you. wish you a happy holidays and let you know, hey, we have gift cards. And I really strongly think that you'll probably, especially for the people who are in a little bit of a lull right now, you will fire up some sales by doing that. And you're reaching out to your customers, which is probably a good idea anyway, and a super friendly, telling them happy holidays.
And that's it. You don't necessarily have to sell anything. You can actually just wish them happy holidays too. And that just leads into, by the way, just to let you know, so forth and so on. It really is. It can be, it's so simple, but you do have to pull yourself away from the buffer if you're going to do this. You know, Working that phone is just as important as working the damn paint.
Yeah.
It really is. You got to feed the machine, and polishing a vehicle nonstop doesn't feed the machine. You do have to make the phone calls. I do think you have to make the holiday posts. I've seen some of our guys, and they've been doing it for the last week and a half, 2 weeks, putting posts out reminding people that they have specials going on, or Black Friday specials coming up, or so forth and so on. Connect with people, let them know what's going on, let them know you got something coming up, that there's something big that they should be looking out for, or maybe it's a description of something you're going to do on Black Friday. uh, Davis is putting together an email for all of our customers there in Omaha, and I this is going to be like one of the first Black Fridays I haven't even been in Omaha for. And Black Friday at our shop is actually pretty cool because we have people that show up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we have donuts, we have coffee waiting for them. We open the doors at 8. Normally we'll have 30 to 40 people outside, even when it's really, really cold. Really just a great customer base there. But when they come in, we have envelopes. We have 21 envelopes, and each envelope is got something in it. Maybe it's a $50 gift card. Maybe it's a $100 gift card. Maybe it's a $25 gift card. There's something in there. Or did you get the card that has the free ceramic coating in it? You know, these are the things. Yeah, exactly. So you throw in some of the big things in there, and you make it fun for people. But you got to get your message out there. You got to be able to tell them. So you do your email campaign, let them know. You do your Facebook post, let them know. Get it on Instagram. You've got to take the time to announce what's going on to bring people to your shop.
Yeah, absolutely. Email campaigns, social media, and it is crazy how people line up outside in that cold weather to get some gifts
You
cards.
got to
It's
make it
so
worth it.
cheaper.
You really do. You've got to make it worth it, and you've got to, if you're going to ask people to wake up early and wait out there in line to come in, it's got to be worth it, right? It's got to be something big. It's got to be a head turner. You just can't ask people to show up and freeze and give them free coffee and donuts.
Yeah, the opportunity to win a darn free ceramic coating is pretty. That's huge, huge. Um,
Yeah.
on your homepage. So not only maybe the landing page, but I think having a gift card and the opportunity and a call to action right on your homepage for your website. And you know what? As we kind of discussed the power of gift cards, there's more times in the year to give a gift than just at the Christmas holiday season. People have birthdays, anniversaries, retirements. Like there are all kinds of reasons. So knowing that maybe even all of the gift cards won't be redeemed, and if you're smart and strategic and ask if they have a gift card when they're making an appointment, you're not going to, come up short or get pinched. I think it's a pretty good idea to push this year round as an option. And I think most people only treat it as something to do right at the holiday season, and then it just kind of goes to the back burner and they don't think about it. But that is something that I think should be running consistent.
Yeah, I don't disagree. For us, with our CRM and our POS system, customers can go to our website and they can actually create an email gift card. And it can be for a birthday, it can be for an anniversary, and they can pick out certain services or dollar amounts for that gift card and then email it to them. So for something that's just like, oh, I would need to get somebody something for their birthday, right? There you go. Rather than Venmo, here you go. You just go there, fill it out, and email it to them.
And I do not personally know how you would set that up on your website to do it electronically, but think of it like is you have this available to people as easy as possible. Whether you have the old school one with the little book that looks like your checkbook where you can write the
Hmm.
stuff on it and tear it out and give it to them in an envelope, or if you've, had the forethought to get plastic ones made maybe with your logo on it, or you're doing it electronically, having all of those options available is probably going to be really, really
And
solid.
it could be year round, exactly what you're saying. It doesn't necessarily have to be during the holiday seasons. It can be year round. But if your customers don't know about it, they're not going to take advantage of it. So you got to let them know, and you don't just say it once, and you just don't use one medium either as a source. You got to use multiple, because there are certain times people look at their emails. There are certain times people actually look at their Facebook. There are certain times that people will take a call. You have options, but you do have to let them know in multiple ways, because not everybody's going to see the email, not everybody's going to see the Facebook post, and not anybody everybody's going to pick up the phone or look at the text.
Boy, to that point right there, I was just following a thread on Facebook on social media, and there was a guy who somebody who has been in the industry for quite a while, and the topic of owner's pride came up, and he was like, really, he's like, I've heard of them, I heard about this podcast called Owner's Pride, but I really don't know anything about the company, and I thought, holy macaroni, we're waving the flag around pretty darn hard, and there are people still that are not getting that message, and that just blows me away. But that is the reality, and why you have to always have your foot on the gas.
Always, we're best Omaha 8 years in a row there in Omaha, and there's still people who don't know about that business, that detail shop, even though it's best of Omaha 8 years in a row. And I think the other thing is you got to constantly remind yourself, not everybody knows this, you know, or when we even talk about the basics of a ceramic coating, right? And what it's made of, what it can do and what it can't do. Not everybody knows it. And I think familiarity breeds contempt. And the longer you're in the industry, the more you kind of get insulated with people who are around you that are just in the industry, rather than looking and listening to the customers.
Yep, 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 yep. All right. So let's hop over here on the side before we dip into the questions that we have from the top trending Google search questions for auto detailing gift card edition. We got Drew. Drew is always on here. He says hi. We got Kyle, the gentleman. He calls us gentlemen, but Kyle is the gentleman. Wade Shannonfeld. Been working with that man forever. I love him and his family. Kyle says we can't get so caught up where we don't forget where we are. Well said, Dan. Gift cards are huge for us. Sometimes he forgets to advertise them. I think that's a really common theme for everybody, which is hopefully what everybody gains from this. It's a good idea to have gift card account just like a tax account so it doesn't come up short. That's a really good idea. That would have saved me the frustration that I went through. Square makes it easy as well. Kyle, we should have invited Kyle on here. Kyle says he puts a
But
1 year
yeah,
expiration date on here, and he asks the customers if they could make the appointment when they buy the gift cards for the others. And great point on product service add-ons. Okay, so that catches us up on the comments that have come in thus
everybody
far,
else.
and we will jump into the top 10 questions on Google search related to auto detailing and gift cards. So, number one, best auto detailing gift cards near me. Well, now that question, you might think, well, that was kind of silly to even say. However, maybe that's what somebody's going to be searching for. So you want to make sure that you have your keywords and your SEO dialed in, because if we know that that is what they're searching for, that's what we want to have as a keyword. And you might even have a blog post that talks about gift cards, because that's something else that's going to utilize those keywords and bring them into your site where you can have an actionable item for them. Damon, on this gift cards
No,
near me.
yeah, I mean, when you do, I mean, and here's the thing though, when you look at that, that's something that a customer is going to go ahead and search on, right? I mean, just the phrasing and everything else. So, yeah, you should be looking at this because this is what your customers are looking for. It's also clues on how you need to communicate with them, right? And this is what they're looking for. Um, and I mean, I've done the same thing. I don't know how many times I've put, I mean, it's no secret. I do like to go see and be in a good pub, right? Pub near me. If I go into a town that I'm not familiar with, where's the nearest pub, right?
I was so
And
scared where
I've
that
got,
might go to.
oh no, no, pubs near me. And I'll go look for a pub. I mean, this is typical, just like gift card near me or a detail near me. We all do this, you know. Mexican restaurant near me, Italian restaurant near me, pubs. Um, and I think you're right. You need to look at your AdWords and see if you're actually connecting with people. And if you're not connecting with them in the AdWords, then you need to change things so that you are connecting with your customer base out there that is looking for you and don't even know that they're looking for you in particular. So you want to make sure that you're as visible as possible. Just like you're saying, some people who don't know about Owner's Pride, hey, we make ourselves as available as possible. And we put ourselves out there as much as we can. And we understand not everybody knows who the hell we are. And this gives us an opportunity to meet those people, but you have to make yourself available for it.
Absolutely. And another thing, to help you with those keywords, they do have programs that'll help you with that, but you can use your AI or Chat GPT, and the more prompts that you put in, the more specific it's going to get for what you're doing. So if you put in there you want to make a social media campaign and you want it to be to sell gift cards, you to put in you've already built out a brand script with me or by yourself, and so your avatar and your customer and how it's going to resonate with them, it'll spit it all out for you and be super duper professional. You could pay somebody a whole bunch of money to do that, but use some kind of a program and say to optimize it with keywords and SEO and tags, and it'll do that for you.
And still comes down that you have to do the work, right? You still have to do the legwork. You're the one that has to figure out managing the gift cards, managing the expectations and the parameters. Um, that was the easy part, going in there and setting up the script and lining it out. The hard part is tearing yourself away from your day-to-day stuff, and this becomes a priority, you know. And I understand it, and I remember it. But if you're going to grow and not necessarily hold on to a polisher your entire career, you've got to be able to separate yourself from that and work on some of the business things rather than just working in the business.
And follow through. Follow through is key. If you have a project and you get it only 70% done and then you switch off to the next thing and never accomplish anything, it's frustrating for you mentally and physically, and just it's hard to be successful when you're just constantly spinning your wheels. So when you do something like this, set a priority, put a date on it that you want to have it done, and then finish it.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another one. And these are things that are the top 10 Google search results. So, top gifts for car lovers in 2024. And I really can't say enough about if giving somebody, they have their car and they can just take it somewhere or have somebody come to them and make it shiny and look brand new again. It's like a new car with only one payment. I I want somebody to polish my car, but I guess I can do
No,
that
you don't.
myself. Nah, they
You'd be
wouldn't.
upset. You'd be looking over it too
Yeah,
much.
yeah. The ego would not let anybody do it right. Okay, gift card ideas for auto detailing. Benefits of detailing gift cards. Creative auto detailing holiday packages.
And I think that one right there, I mean, that you should have some of these bundles put together. You should have some holiday detailing packages put together already. People are expecting it. I know it's kind of a pain to put together, but people are expecting it. And this is part of our economy. This is what our economy does. This is how we market in the US. And you might as well get on board with it too. You know, if everything else is going great, you don't have to do any extra marketing. You don't have to look at any different holiday sales or whatever. Great. Then I applaud you. That's awesome. Stay the course. If you're seeing a typical sway and flow as within the economy or the marketing goes, then you need to go with it. And we all know that everybody's looking for Santa Claus. They're looking for bundles. They're looking for all kinds of deals. You got to figure out what works, what gives them value without you losing a lot of money.
Yeah, and use your creativity to make yourself
Mhm.
shine. But I tell this to guys all the time. Like we're running a business and it's a small business. Let's look at what's successful in the marketplace. Exactly what you're saying. Like we don't need to rewrite everything, and business is business to a certain degree. And things that work over here are going to work over here because it's all we're working with human beings. So a lot of the stuff that's already been figured out and dialed in, we just need to dial it in, make it our own, and maybe you do come up with that new idea, but don't lose out on everything that's already on the table by using the stuff and borrowing from what's already been proven successful.
Yeah, and I understand it, especially when it comes to holiday sales. I love the idea of giving Halloween its time. I like the idea of giving Thanksgiving its time. Do I want to see a Christmas tree in my house on the 1st of November? No. Has my brother-in-law probably put up his very first one? Yes. Does he have like three others to go? Probably. The guy absolutely loves Christmas, burl eyes, all that stuff. He can't wait for November 1. That's awesome. That's great. But I think we also got to realize not everybody is like us. Everybody does, you do have a large portion of the country who wants their Black Friday sales and they want to start on the 1st of November. They don't want to be the day after Thanksgiving. And that's just the way the economy is. That's just the way the marketing is. That's just the way we are right now. You might as well go with it because you can't fight it. If you fight it, you're just going to lose and become very frustrated because it's not going to change. And I've come to that realization, Dan. I really have. I've come to that realization that marketing isn't necessarily how I perceive it, it's how everybody else perceives it too. And that's what really matters is the perception on the outside, not necessarily mine, but what I can do for our customers.
Yeah. So when you said Burl Ives, the very first thing that came into my mind is silver
Oh yeah.
and gold, right? Is that where you went, or was there an album or something different where
Oh no,
Rudolph
I
the
always think of that. I think of the snowman, with the little goatee on it. He's got the vest, that's what I think of. I think Burl Ives. But he does, man. He plays Burl Ives throughout his house from November 1 till damn near New Year's. And
Oh
I can
my
razz him all I
goodness.
want. He's gonna be out here for Thanksgiving. So yeah, if he's gonna see us, I'm still gonna give him a hard time.
You gonna have some Burl Ives jamming on the radio when you pick him up at the
Hell
airport?
no. Negative, Ghost Rider. No. Nope,
All
nope, nope.
right.
I didn't move to South Carolina for Burl Ives. I'll tell you that right now. No.
All right, let's see. Best holiday auto detailing services with gift cards. And last but not least, to wrap up our top 10 Google search questions relating to auto detail and gift cards, holiday promotions for car cleaning businesses. So and kind of the reason, we specifically went to this top 10 Google search results for this was to really drive home the point, utilize that tool and figure out what people are searching for so you can really be answering the questions that they're looking for. If you're not answering the questions or addressing it in the words that they're searching for, they may not see your message.
Here's the other thing. If people are Googling, right, make sure you're updating your Google page. Make sure you're updating pictures. Put pictures in of your gift card. You know, do those kind of things so that they're not just thinking of, oh, I got to get a gift card. No, I mean, you could actually be opening up to other ideas as far as services and everything else just by putting up some pictures or making some posts right there on Google. Uh, they're already there. Give them all the information you can. Give them some visuals of your business and your services.
Yep. And action leads to action for sure. Okay, so let's do a little conclusion of this segment. We'll kind of recap some of these points. Gift cards increase revenue and attract new customers. It's something that you should be doing not only for the holiday season, but year round. Do you want to read the next one?
Besides personal touches, calls, festive kits make your business stand out.
Okay.
I, I totally believe in that, though. I mean, I think it's so simple, but it's something that can be done, and I think it's got such a huge impact. When you personally reach out to somebody, it makes a huge impact. And I think that's what people are looking for. People are looking for relational buying. They want to know that they got someplace, they got a place that they can go back to, right? This is where I can go to get the answers. And you want to be the authority in your market.
Nah. I'm gonna share my screen here for a minute. I'm pretty sure we're safe to do that, by golly. And I'm gonna show you my gift card from back when I had a detailing business, and that not only this was a gift, not a gift card, but a holiday card that I had made. And take the opportunity to give somebody a handwritten card. It goes a really long way, and it's super cool. But do we see this? Yeah, on the
Oh yeah,
screen
I
here.
see you.
Yeah. So, this is what I had for my gift card, and I'd sign these things and write a little note on the back of them, and it was just always, it's such a good little
You went to the
touch.
gym a lot back then, huh?
Yeah. Well, that was 18 years or so ago, man. you can you can see my cartoonness has I don't know. It's aging.
It's yeah.
All right. So everybody, thank you so much. I think another, really fun session. I hope that you guys do grab something out of this, and if you have not started yet, today is the day to get started on your getting your gift cards out there, because you just don't want to leave this on the table. Take from other businesses and let's scoop in some of that profit for ourselves before somebody gets the idea and buys something from, something else. Like they get this ugly ass sweater and they could have had a detail for their car.
Well, and I think the other thing too here with this entire conversation for the last hour, it also gives the customers an expectation of what they can do with this gift card, right? Or, maybe this might be a good thing for so and so. And they never thought about it before. And they never thought about getting a detailing gift card for somebody. And here are some reasons why it's such a great gift. And it makes you look good too.
And your car looked good.
100%.
All right, man. Damon, as always, super fun hanging out with you for an hour
Thank
here
you,
and
Dan.
dropping a little bit of knowledge. Until next time, y'all. Which again, we will probably not be here next week on Thanksgiving. I'll be in a turkey comatose laying on the floor. And Damon will be jamming out to Burl Ives.
No,
Until
I'll
next
probably
time,
be in a pub.
stay glossy.